Hey everybody, it's Mary. I am going to be showing you how to paint a welcome to Our Hive little sign. So normally when I start painting, I do like shading first, and then I go to outlining and highlighting. I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. Hey Debbie, how are you? I'm gonna do just a little bit of, I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with white, which is kind of unusual in what I'm doing. So I'm gonna put some white. This is just a flat tip brush, and I'm gonna take most of it off. And I've decided kind of what I wanna do is try to come in here and do some white dry brushing almost. Then I'll come back and I'll do my shading. So I hope you guys are doing good. Hi Valerie. Hey Ash, how are you? I'm kind of doing it a little bit different today. I am putting some white dry brushing on first, and then I'm just gonna come back and I'm going to put some shading in here. I'm doing especially on this pattern. The reason I'm doing it is because on this pattern, it's got lettering, welcome to Our Hive. I wanna make sure that lettering is what I'm gonna do last. So I want this white underneath that lettering to look good. So I'm gonna just kind of do this. When what I did on this guy is I just basically base coated it white one time, yellow one time. Of course, it was a generous coat. So I hope you guys are doing good. I've been at the shop working today. The mowers came, y'all. When the mowers come, oh, we don't move everything, but we move a lot of stuff. And so it started getting a little warm out there, y'all. And notice I'm not too worried about my highlighting, my white dry brushing highlighting being real uniform right now, because I really don't care. I'm going to cover so much of it up. I'm going to put a little bit over here, kind of come up here and put a little bit more at the top. And that brush is pretty dry, so I'm going to wash it out. So I was at the shop today. We did a lot of, when the mowers come, we go and pull a lot of stuff up. Well, you know, of course, they do their thing and they mow, and then we come back and we go ahead and put everything back. But you still have to get the water hose and wash everything. So needless to say, we've moved furniture, because the thing about the mower showing up, it's a good excuse to go over there and clean, pick up the trash, move the stuff that you've been wanting to move all this time, and you just hadn't got to it. I'm gonna do a little bit of what Ashley's been doing lately, show you a little bit of what we call double loading that brush, right? So we were out there, and y'all, it didn't take long. This morning it really wasn't bad as far as the weather, wasn't too bad. But this afternoon I noticed it sure started getting a little bit warm, y'all. Making me think, okay, we're here in Texas, aren't we? That summer is gonna hit us before we know what hit us, and y'all, it's gonna be hot. But we got a lot of stuff done, so for that I'm really grateful. And notice I'm just kind of coming around and doing like that. I'm just loading that brush. So then after the mowers, we were looking at, we put out a bunch of yard art today because we waited till the mowers finished. And y'all, I was thinking about this. So we bought that business in 2012. And from 2012 to probably the first 2 or 3 years, yeah, is it gonna get cooler? I hope so. Hey Kathy, I'm glad you're on here. I was gonna tell you, we just got some Joseph's cut today. They'll be in the shop tomorrow. Look, give me till about 3 o'clock tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon you can come pick them up, because I know you've got a number of them on back order, because I told him to go ahead and let you back order. So, but I did make a bunch of them. I had him cut out a bunch of them, and he cut them out today. So I hope Debbie's saying that we're gonna get some cooler weather. That's be okay by me. But anyway, y'all, I was saying for the first several years that we owned the place, we did all the mowing ourselves. And we had my nephew, Paula, me, my son, my husband, and Connie, and we would go over there and we would mow. And, you know, we always had our little thing. The 2 young people did the weed eating. I did a push mowing. Me and Connie push mowed a lot. Bruce, his job was to kind of keep all the mowers going, because I don't know about y'all, but whenever you start mowing the grass, have you noticed that the lawnmower breaks down? It's like, And so we not only moved all that yard art, but we mowed the grass ourselves for a long time. And I'm thinking now, how did we do that? So I asked Bruce, how did we do that? He said, well, we might have been a little bit younger back then. And I was like, well, maybe. But then we had the fire, y'all, and the fire burned everything up that we had. Yeah, machine is fixed. Oh, Debbie says, yes, cooler. Woohoo, woohoo. Yeah, machine is fixed and cooler is good, y'all. So when the fire came, y'all know we had two. So when that second fire hit and we lost everything in the barn and lost everything we owned as far as doing our business, we lost a brand new zero-turn mower. You know, the list goes on. And after all of that, we just decided not to invest in the equipment because it was going to be a pretty penny to invest in it. And to be really, really brutally honest, we were struggling with the money part. So we just didn't. We just, I sat Bruce down and I said, I vote that we just pay a company, and that way we don't have the investment of the machinery. And, you know, he's always wanting to do everything himself because, you know, everything costs money. But I finally talked him into it. And so now he's like, how did we used to do all of that? You know, we did everything ourselves. And I said, well, I don't know. Because now that they show up, y'all, we still work. We still move stuff around. We move furniture. Oh, pick up trash, y'all. The wind has been so bad over there. Well, everywhere. So the trash cans that are right next to us, we sit really next to a shopping center, right? They have a trash can that's never big enough. So what happens is that trash just blows out of the bin. So then we go around picking it all up, kind of thing. So if you notice, I just did a little bit of a light, that double blend on this. And that's just the little time I've been on here talking to y'all. That's what it looks like so far. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I got this guy, we've got him yellow right here too. So while I have this out, I'll just keep doing this. And Marcy, there's a girl that works with us. She does a great job too. We're all over there working today. And so it was 3 of us going behind the mowers, making sure that we moved everything and washed. But y'all, when they leave and stuff, it just looks so good. Not only does the grass look good, everything's been cleaned. So it looks good over there till the wind comes along and blows the trash around some more. That's just kind of the way it is. Hey, Crystal, how are you? I'm doing, welcome to Our Hive. And I had this blank for a while. In fact, if those of you, for anybody who's actually maybe looked or thought about it, I'll be doing quite a few lives in the next few days, or this week and next week, because I think I've got 3 or 4 to do before the end of April. I know I'm going to do Joseph. That's one of them. And I'm going to do, I don't know, y'all, there's something else. I don't remember now what it is. So I'm going to do Joseph. There's something else, 2 other things I need to do. And anyway, now that we got the machine going, the machine could do a profile cut. So we've been working on a lot of glitter stuff because that's all it takes for glitter is a profile cut. So we weren't totally down, but it wouldn't etch any blanks because the tool changer wouldn't work. So the guy comes in, he was supposed to come in Friday, didn't show up. Y'all know how that goes. Spend half your life waiting on somebody to show up. You're like, I'm not really feeling that. So, hey Joyce, how are you? Hey, and then it said, oh, is that Ginger? How are you, Ginger? She said she's secretly watching at work. Way to go. Well, I tell you, we've been working today, but we got a lot of stuff done. And then, of course, I knew I had the live. And I told Bruce, I said, I think we left the shop about 12. We had to run some errands down on Bay Area. So he took me to one of my favorite places, which I love seafood. So he took me to Papa's, and it was so good. We didn't eat a whole lot. We shared a plate. This is how you know you're getting older, is when you start sharing a plate everywhere you go. So, but the food was good. And it was really nice because we had been outside working, right? And all that heat. So I'm doing some sky blue on this. And I'm gonna make his wings white. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna try not to put as much paint on here so I can finish this for y'all in this live today. And so you can kind of look at this guy all done up, so to speak. But for those of you that come to the store, you're going to see things looking a little bit different. We took out the brown deck, planted grass, and today was the first day we got to put everything back. So the mowers came, they mowed. This was the first time that new grass got mowed. And yesterday the sprinkler guys came and did their thing. So today, after the mowers left, we started putting yard art, you know, where that deck used to be. So it's going to looks a little different over there, but I think it looks good. But it just reminded me, y'all, the weather is gonna be hot. It hasn't been yet, but Debbie says we're gonna get some cooler weather, which, hey, I'm all for that. I can go for cooler weather. All right, so I've kind of got it base coated, and what I'm gonna do, notice I've got my white highlights kind of, and it's really some dry brushing. They're not really the normal bright white, but I will do some of that. So because I have my letters in here, welcome to Our Hive, you see I've got this already, and it's gonna go straight through that black. So what I'm gonna do, because I know what's gonna happen if I don't do it right now, try to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this in here. So when I come in here with the black, it won't, hopefully it'll buy me some forgiveness and these two colors won't go together because they're both wet. Oh, and I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna pick up that script liner and give it some more color down here on that CNC line. So we should have some more blanks in because we really didn't have a whole lot of blanks in the garage because we were just low. Part of it was we had a lot of people buying, but part of it was just that our CNC wasn't working. I came last Friday and bought one of every color you offer. I'm ready to paint. Way to go, Ginger. Yeah, so we had, in fact, we looked at the paint the other day and made sure we had plenty of paint. And I'm gonna come over here. Here are my letters. This is kind of wet. Now, normally, if I weren't doing a live, y'all, I would let this dry and then I come back and do those black letters. But since I'm doing a live, and obviously, so much of this is to make sure I show how to paint this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, even though it's still kind of wet. We're gonna just kind of pretend it's not wet. We're gonna pretend it's pretty dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the black. And the reason I'm gonna go ahead and do this black is if I don't, it has a lot of paint to cover those letters. I put a lot of paint on there. I will not be able to do this in the live today, but once this black does dry, I will come back in here and put some white on top of it. I won't be able to do that today because it'll just be so wet. So I hope you guys are having a good day today. It has, the weather's been improving because last week, y'all, I was over the rain. Over it, over it, over it. So this week is better. We've been doing a lot of glittering this week, partly because that's all the machine could cut out and partly because the weather's been good. So what we do is when the weather's not good, which does happen, we try to work inside and we'll go inside the barn at the shop and we'll start painting backs. You know, maybe we can't paint the fronts, but we'll paint the backs. But it doesn't take long for that barn to get full. So then it dries, the next day we go get it and put, you know, if it's still raining outside, which is what we did last week, we could bring it home and we put stakes on, because when we glitter, we always stake it first. On that silhouette stuff, the solid silhouette glitter stuff, we stake it first. So we try to do that when it's raining, so we try not to lose too much time, but a lot of times, you know, can't see it. Well, tell me what you can't see. You're saying you can't see this, Debbie? Tell me what you can't see. Do I need to move this and put it in a better light or put it in a better position? And so last week we lost some days just because of the weather, but that's part of working outside. You just know that that's going to happen sometimes. So these are the letters H-I-V-E, Hive. So I'm just doing that right quick. And notice I just use a script liner, and that's basically what I do to base coat these letters. Just a script liner. Filling that in like that. Now you can see why I started with that white, because there's no way you're going to get that white underneath these black wet letters. Oh, okay, so it's good now. Okay, good. All right. I want to make sure y'all can see. So we have these in the shop, and I think probably tomorrow I'll do a live at the garage and let y'all see what we got back in stock. There's so many of them we were out of. Because I think tomorrow's Wednesday, yeah. And I'll probably do, maybe I'll try to do Joseph on Friday. Because I know a lot of you gotten Joseph, and I'll try to do that live on Friday of Joseph. Hopefully you've gotten your Mary. Those of you that, we've had a lot of you buying those. Hopefully you've gotten Mary finished, or you know, you're close to it. Ashley and I were talking, for those of you that are in the Academy, if you haven't had a chance, go to the Facebook Academy. She did 2 quick tips yesterday in there. One was on poly and one was on brushes, and I think she did a great job. And they're not very long videos. She did them yesterday in the Academy, just kind of giving more information on that, on brushes and on poly. You know, I have a girl that's been helping us by kind of behind the scenes, and they tell me this. They say, well, you have to say it about 45 times before people actually hear it online, because just because we say it doesn't mean you saw that particular video, kind of thing. So I told Ashley, let's just try to do some more quick tips here and there and yonder, and that way, you know, people feel like they can really look at stuff and it not be overwhelming, because it's only like a 5-minute video. She did a good job though, y'all. She really did. So I am working on finishing these letters. It won't take me too long, but these black letters are going to take a long time to dry. But when they are dry, I will come in here and put some white highlights on them. Something like that photo, when I did that photo today, I was actually at the paint party room, because I leave it over there for folks who want to see the finished version, what that might look like. And this yellow is a little bit wet, but that's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to pretend. She did a good job, didn't she? Hey, Carla, how are you? Yeah, y'all, if you're in the Academy, just go check it out, because she did a good job. And it's just a little tidbit of information. It wasn't too overwhelming. The videos are not, I think one of them was 5 minutes and one of them was 10 minutes or whatever it was. It wasn't long. And that paint party that we had with the Academy was so helpful, because it really showed Ashley and I some things that we need to be doing differently, because we looked at what you guys are doing. And for the most part, I think you guys are doing pretty awesome, but it's our job to look and say, okay, is there anything we can do to make this particular part that seems not to be going too smooth? What can we do to make it go smoother? So, y'all, that's the teacher in us. That's just the way we're wired. We both taught school. I taught reading and English, and Ashley taught, I taught on the junior high level, and she taught on the elementary level. I think she taught 1st grade and 3rd grade, if I remember right. And I went to her 1st grade class one day, and I was like, oh, no, I'm not a 1st grade teacher. That is not my bag. So, but that was hers. So she taught that, and she taught 3rd grade. So I'm finishing up my lettering, and you can see it's not, it's real wet. There's not much to it. You just kind of sit here and you make that script liner go where you want it to go. That's all you're doing. Wherever you want that paint to go, you make that script liner go. Let's make that a little bit even. Then honestly, what I do tomorrow, when this thing is really good and dry, I will maybe come in here and do just a little bit of touch up sometimes on these letters, because it's hard, to me, it's hard to make these letters look good with trying to get the amount of paint on there that you're trying to get and make everything look even. That's a hard proposition. So sometimes I'll come in here after things really, really dry and just straighten up my letters a little bit if I feel like they need it. Again, y'all know I'm not trying to make my letters perfect, but I don't want them to be sloppy either. All right, so let's go here. There we go. Okay, so I've got welcome to our hive, so that part's pretty good. And then of course I've got to come over here with this little guy. He's got a black mouth, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then his eyes, this part is black. There'll be that white part in the middle. I'll do that later. I don't know if I'll get that for the video or not. And then I'll come over here and do it like this. Just doing that black part like that. And then I'm trying to go very, very, very lightly here and not get my delicate hand. Okay, so I got that. And I keep looking over here because I got another example over here that I did earlier. And we're gonna do this right here. These are his little antennae going to, I'm not sure what these things are called, but hey, you get the idea. It's a bumblebee. And then this is gonna be, the cheeks are gonna be a shading pink. So I'm gonna do that in a little bit. But this little guy is super cute. And then he's got this right here. There's some black down here on his belly. Like so. I'm going to put some of this here. Okay, y'all, I gotta stop right quick. No wonder why my stuff's not drying. I'm gonna turn on my fan, y'all. That'll help. You'd be surprised at how much stuff will dry if you just have some air moving, and I didn't have that fan turned on. And I should have. That'll kind of help things, that'll speed it right along. She's been working on some indoor lighted up signs for Christmas. Oh, I know. She and I have been talking about doing a number of things. Some real different things that we've got lined up, especially, y'all probably know, girl, we're some crazy folks for Christmas. So she and I have been talking about Christmas a lot lately, but we work on it all year long. But we've got a project coming up in July. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's super cute. It's not really so much yard art related, but it is yard related. And it's showing you how to make some really pretty Christmas balls that you can hang on your front porch out of almost nothing. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Okay, so we've been working, she's been calling me and we've been kind of going back and forth. She's got some things that we wanna do that we've never done before. I've got some things. Of course, we will bring back some of the stuff from last year. You always have to have a Christmas tree and, you know, stuff like that. We'll bring those things back. Okay, so I'm kind of stalling for time. So what I'm gonna do is, my stuff's still kind of wet, so I know that I can get away with doing some script liner outlining on the honeycomb part while I let some of this other stuff dry. So here's what I'm just gonna sit here and do this. Normally, I would probably walk away and let this dry and then come back and do this script linering later. But since I'm trying to show you guys the whole enchilada, so to speak, I'm going to make sure I just do this right now. And I'm just coming back with my script liner in the same color that I shaded in. And in this case, it is, I'm doing the shading yellow. I did the other one and I did this part in the orange. And I'm gonna do this one in shading yellow because I think I just like the lighter, more subtle look. Hey, Roberta, how are you? So when you start putting that shading orange on this shading yellow, it gets real bright really, really quick. So if you want it to look a really, really bright color, put that shading orange. I'm just doing some shading yellow because I want it to look bright, but not that bright. Because I want my honeycomb to kind of be more yellowish and not so orangish, if you will. But it really is just kind of whatever you want to do. And you can see I've got this white in the middle. It's kind of subtle. Now I am going to come back with some white highlights like I always do and put a little bit more white on there because for my taste we don't have quite enough white, but you wouldn't have to do that. You can totally just leave it like that. Now because my letters are so wet, I'm going to be careful in here. I am going to try to go ahead and do it. I'm just going to have to be careful. And again, normally I wouldn't do this part. I'd wait till it dries. But I want to show y'all. Make sure y'all know. All right, so we're gonna bring this guy over here like this. Hey Pam, how are you? Are you doing good? Roberta says she's doing awesome. Hey guys, I'm so glad y'all are here. We're just painting this welcome to our hive. We have I think I'm gonna do some of these for the shop and just put them out there to sell because I just think they're super cute. And people like stuff like this around the front door this time of year for something kind of springish, and you know, you can keep it all the way to summer. Well, you actually could keep it all year long. But you can tell now my hive is, I think I've got a good color going because it's got white, that light yellow, and then the shading yellow. So it's starting to look a little bit more like I want it to look. That fan makes a big difference. I can see stuff drying already. I'm gonna come in here and do this, and I'm going to go here. Now, I need to go ahead and do this part right here and outline this. I'm gonna have to be careful because it's still wet, but that's okay. I'm gonna do it anyway. And I'm just gonna go around there, like so. Oh, y'all, I like that. Okay. I'll work on that door here in just a little bit. And it's not too much long. This thing is gonna be done. It's really not that hard. I think the lettering probably is what takes so much time. Just sitting there doing the letters. And I probably, if I would have just had the letters done before I came on, it would have gone a lot faster. But sometimes I really like for y'all to see what I'm doing so y'all can see how much paint I'm putting on my letters. I do too, Pam. And you know, it's such a, I think Miss Jackie Watkins did this one, and it's just the, or maybe was it Rachel Holmes? Y'all, I get confused. Okay, it might have been Rachel Holmes. I'm sorry. One of the two ladies. I don't know. I love both of their things, and I think it's super cute, and it's just a good spring summer piece. So I've got this. I'm gonna go ahead and try this. I did these wings in sky blue. And I'm going to go ahead and lay this white paint on top of that sky blue, even though it's not dry. I think I can get away with it. I'm not going to water down this paint. I'm going to kind of keep it thick. And tell you what I won't be able to do today is I won't be able to outline these wings till later on tonight. But you'll get the idea. Because these things are so wet. But I would just come in here and put some in. And now, honestly, the dots on mine are not very deep. If you don't want dots, you could always just put a lot of paint over it and you probably wouldn't even see them. Or you could always put some wood filler on them, get them out that way. I like the dots. Dots are a really easy, quick way to put design on something that doesn't take a lot out of the brain mentally, which is awesome. Sometimes your brain is in that mode, and sometimes it's just not, y'all. It depends on the day, right? I don't know if y'all feel that way, but there's just times I'm like, brain doesn't want to work today. Body is willing, but the brain is not. Okay, so I got that, and then I got one little thing right here. And then later on, I will come in here and I'll make these. I'll quote doctor this up a little bit, make my lines a little bit more crisp, and I will put probably either a black outline or maybe a navy blue outline around the wings. I haven't decided which one I'm gonna do. Last time I did black on there, but I am not feeling it. It was a little too much. So I might do navy on it. Who knows? As long as you get some sort of dark outline on them, I think that's all that matters. And I saw an Academy member. She was at the shop today. She was shopping, and so I got to talk to her. And she was buying blanks and paint. And I said, "What are you doing?" And we were talking, and she said, her brother or sister, I can't remember, somebody lives in Colorado, and she's going to visit them, and they're meeting halfway or meeting a family in Austin. So she said, "Everything I'm buying today is going to Colorado." I think it was for her sister. I was like, that's good. And that way she doesn't have to pay shipping. She can just put it in her car, and then she's going to Austin, and it'll go from there. Okay, so I've got my white polka dots. They're not great because it's so wet, but that's okay. We're gonna pretend that they're great. I will doctor them later. And I'm coming to visit your shop again. Yes, 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 yes. Roberta, I love to hear that. And she says, my home is, let me see if I can see it. Oh, it's being redone from the freeze, so you're waiting on insurance so you can, ooh, Lordy B, you're kind of like Miss Victoria. I think she'll start painting again with us probably in the next couple weeks, but she's had her home torn up. I know Debbie Barberi's had her home torn up. So a lot of people have had that. And y'all, I got very blessed. And y'all, I think the only reason we didn't, I think the reason we fared as well as we did, there was 2 reasons, I think. Number one, when the freeze came through, when it first came through, I don't know if y'all remember, the first couple nights were really, really bad. Like it was 10 degrees. And for whatever reason, those are the nights that I had power, okay? So my power didn't stop until I think Wednesday night. By then it had already warmed up. I mean, it was still cold, but it wasn't, oh my God, I'm gonna freeze to death kind of cold. Well, it was cold, but then I think that's really what helped us make it. And then also Bruce, I don't know where the man gets the energy or whatever, but he went around day after day after day after day and was doing all sorts of things with the pipes. I don't know. He was insulating them. I think he just worried over them, y'all. So I wanted to use the shading red, and honestly, the shading red for my taste was too dark. I did shading red on the last one. So what I did is I took some shading red and I'm going to mix it in this shading brown. I do want an outline, but the shading red was just so, this to me is a light springy springtime piece. So I'm not feeling the real dark colors other than my wording and my B, of course. And so I'm going to do this again. I'm going to put some more in here, maybe mix it about half and half. And of course I've got to put water in it, but that's going to be what I use to outline this door to make it look a little dark, but not too dark. Now, if this was a turkey at Thanksgiving, if this was a gingerbread at Christmas, I would definitely just use the shading red, right? Just the shading red. And there's really not much difference in these 2 colors, so it's going to be subtle. It's not going to be real stark, which is kind of the look I'm going for. So if you want more definition between the 2 colors, then just use the shading red. And I think I've said this over and over, but let me say it again. If you don't have shading red, all we do for shading red is I hand mix it based on, you take the black and the number 20 red and mix those 2 together. So if you're in a pickle and you need shading red, if you have black and you have red, I start with the red, and then I add the black and stir a little bit, add more and stir a little bit till you get the color you want. And people say, well, what is the consistency, or what is the ratio? Y'all, I don't know. I just start with the paint, big thing of red paint, pour some black in there until I get what I think I want. Okay. Now you notice I have a dark door here, but it's not super dark, not like black would be. So I just mixed shading brown and shading red. And if you don't have shading red, mix red and black. All right, let's see. I think it would have been okay, but they had done rolling 37 hours. That's not a rolling blackout. That's just a flat old power outage. I mean, you know, a blackout means like, I thought a blackout meant you like get, I don't know, 2 hours or 5 hours or whatever. Not no 37. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I got my little cheeks. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna look on what I did on that other one, make sure. I just take this and I load this script liner up, and I'm gonna put a lot of this shading red, right, or shading pink, I'm sorry. I was talking about shading red a while ago. So there's my cheek. Here's my, and probably what I'll do is I'll take a picture tomorrow after I do my few little touch-ups, and I'll put a post on there tomorrow and say, here's what I did after the video, because it's not going to be much, but I'll give you some ideas what I did. Or better yet, I'll just come on in the morning and do another video right quick. That's what I could do. It won't take me long. So I've got that. Now I want to put some white in the eyes over here. I want to outline this guy, but he's so wet, I'm not going to do that right now. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pick up some white paint, and I'm going to have to be careful. Now what you could have done, and this is what I used to do before I got real proficient. If let's say you're still struggling with this brush, before you do any of this black, just paint this whole thing white right in here. Oh, I hit that with my finger. Paint that whole thing white, and then just come back later when it's dry. That's what I used to do before I got really good at the script liner. Like now I can kind of come in here and do this, but if you don't feel like you can do that, paint the whole thing white first and then come put the black on top. Anything you can do to kind of help that. That's all you got to do. Okay, so while I have this, I'm going to kind of come in here and I'm not going to put as much as I would normally do with this because I already did some dry brushing in there, but I am going to kind of come in here and do this, okay? That black is wet, so I'll get on tomorrow showing you what I'm doing on that. And I'm going to come in here, do this. I got some black paint right here that I didn't mean to, so I'm just going to cover it up like that. And then of course I'm going to come down here. I might even do a little bit of dashing between the letters. You don't have to do a lot. I'm gonna come over here. Make sure y'all can see this. Carla's watching. Connie says, I'm amazed at Mary's energy. She's been outside working in the heat. Yeah, you know, I'm blessed that I'm healthy, but also y'all, when, what do they say? Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So I'm blessed that I get to do what I love. Yes, I get tired because that's what the body does sometimes. And yes, sometimes I overdo it. I don't know if y'all know that about me. I've been known to overdo it in the work department. It's just my personality. So, but I'm blessed to be healthy. And I'm blessed to have a good support system around me. And what am I blessed for? Y'all, I'm blessed for so many reasons. Health, I'm for my age, I think I'm very healthy. I'm married to somebody that really has high regard for me, so that's a super big blessing. I have 2 great kids. I have good relationships with both of them, so that's a blessing. I have sisters around me and family around me. I have a lot of people around me, even people who aren't related to me. In fact, I was talking today, there's a guy that's been working with us off and on for about 25 years. You know, he's the guy that I could call 2 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know, I think I have a lot to be thankful for, y'all. I really do. I think I have a lot to say, you know what? I'm pretty super blessed. I don't know if y'all needed to hear that, but maybe think about what you're blessed on. You know, that's a lot better than think about your troubles. I'm just gonna do this a little bit so you'll kind of get the idea. But like I said, I'll come on in the morning and I'll finish this. But that's what I would do with, I'm not gonna continue on because it's so wet. But I will come on in the morning, about a 5 or 10 minute video, and I'm gonna show you just a few touch-up things I'm gonna do on this. But for right now, I'm gonna let you see what I got. I would say I'm 95% done, y'all. Okay, just a few more things that I can do in the morning. So you look at this, guys. So here's the thing that I was talking about earlier. Notice I said I base coated the whole thing with white, and then I base coated it with the light yellow, right? And then I did that double loading brush on here with the shading yellow. Now on the other one I did in the picture, I took a picture, Bruce took a picture of me. That one in that picture that it said, y'all join me today, I outlined it in orange and shading orange, and I got to looking at it, and to me it was too bright. So I outlined this honeycomb in shading yellow, and I think the shading yellow does it better for me. I think I like the shading yellow. But if you want it to be brighter looking, you could definitely outline with the shading orange. I didn't on this one, I did on the other one. But I think I like this one better. But I'll come on in the morning, y'all, and I will show y'all a few touch-ups, and then hey, it's done. It's done. Simply Blessed. Oh, that's right. Y'all, I forgot to tell y'all, if y'all are interested, we are doing a party Saturday for our Simply Blessed. You get the blue or you get your choice of the brown. And that's Saturday at 2. So if you think you might be interested, let me know. You can just type in link and I will send you a link later. It's Saturday at 2 o'clock in person. So thank you, Debbie, for reminding me that. And Carla and Pam and Debbie and all of you guys and Connie and Ashley, thank y'all for joining me. I enjoyed it. And I will be on here in the morning for about 10 or 15 minutes and showing you just a few things to make this go pop. And that's it. Y'all have a good day. We'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye. Morning, everybody. I am going to finish up the welcome to our beehive. Let's see. Let's share now. So this is telling me, okay. So I got on here yesterday and I did the, hey Debbie, how are you? I am gonna finish this up. I'm gonna put some finishing touches on this. I thought about this last night and I'm going to take a small brush and just do, let's see, let's try something like this. Let's see if I like this. We're gonna see if I like this. Who knows if I will. There's not much area. So I have my dark number 6 navy. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm just gonna kind of come out here. Y'all, of course the dogs have to act ridiculous the minute I get on the live, right? There must be somebody at the gate. Must be a robber or something, Debbie, because you know how they are. Okay, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of shading right around here. I kind of thought about that last night and I thought, you know, some shading around this little guy's wings would look really cute. Because I've got a lot of yellow on here. And this shading blue is going to give us a little bit of a contrast to that yellow. And I'm having a hard time getting enough blue on there. So I'm just going to do it like this and go like this. And then, of course, I'm going to come back with my script liner in just a minute and finish this out as far as the navy. So I hope you guys are doing good. Y'all, I've been outside glittering. This morning we did a lot of glittering, and that north wind, I was kind of surprised at how cold it was. There's a north wind. Yeah, in broad daylight. Hey, Jane, how are you? I have been outside glittering and doing a bunch of kings and wise men, and I didn't realize it was going to be that cold, y'all. I was like, what the heck? That's why I have this sweatshirt on. And I'm going to, just a second, I'm going to pick up my, there we go. Now, I'm going to get my, one of these script liners. Couldn't think of the word I wanted to use. And I'm going to use a script liner. I need a small one because that wing, you see how that blue looks on those wings? That's kind of a subtle, a little bit more of a subtle look, and it gives you a contrast from all that yellow. And I think it makes the wings look pretty good. Yeah, she said, told you. Yeah, you did say that, Debbie. You did say that. And, you know, I wasn't complaining. It wasn't like I was freezing my tail off or anything, but it was a little bit nippy out there. Of course, once you get out there and you start working, you can kind of go, oh, okay, you know, I can handle this. I think the key is to keep working and keep moving so you won't get too cold. If you sit down and stop moving, you'll get cold. So that's what I was doing this morning, trying to finish up some of that. Y'all, I really like this navy blue. Tell me if y'all like this on the wings. I think it kind of gives me a good shading. And I wasn't gonna do that. And this is that dark navy blue, number 6. So I shaded with it. And then I'm coming back with my script liner. Now, of course, that means my white dots, I'm gonna have to go back with some white paint at the very end and make those dots white, of course. And all I did in that just that short amount of time, you can see how that looks. I think it's pretty cool. Yeah, see, it's not much to it. Not a lot of work is what I'm trying to say for a good look. In other words, that looks good. So I'm gonna put some black on here. And while I'm thinking about it, y'all, just so I don't forget, I'm gonna be doing Joseph, and I'll put a post out. But hey, Ginger, how are you? Hi, PJ, how are y'all? I'm glad y'all could join me. I'm just kind of putting the finishing touches on my welcome to our hive, okay? But anyway, on Friday, not tomorrow, because tomorrow I've got something going on, but Friday I'll be doing the Joseph for the nativity set. And it'll probably be Friday afternoon. I'm not sure exactly what time Friday, but that's my plan, is to get on Friday and do Joseph for you guys, so y'all can, a lot of you have already gotten the Mary, and well, some of you have already gotten the Joseph too. So if you're planning on doing Joseph, tune in. I'll put a post on and let you know exactly what time when I know more. I'll be doing Joseph on Friday. Okay, and I'm just kind of cleaning those lines up right there, not doing a whole lot. And then I'm gonna come in here to these eyes. These eyes need a little bit of help in here, just a little bit of definition. Right here. Gonna come up here. I'm just trying to straighten out that white right over here. And if you have a hard time with that, I would say paint the whole eye white and then come back in and put some black. And I would do this. This is just me. Let me get over here on this side. Do it this way, Neil. I'm gonna have to go over here, okay? Hey, Karen. Hey, Debbie. How are y'all doing? I'm glad you could join me. I am just doing some, you know, Bruce always gets after me because I'd like to put eyelashes on everything, but I'm gonna give this guy some eyelashes because I think he needs them. Not a whole lot. So I'm touching up what I did last night or yesterday, just kind of coming in here, making things look a little more even. I did some shading right here on the wings. I'll show y'all that shading, okay? Then I'm going to, last but not least, I have to finish this off by putting some white on this guy. To me, he's almost done. And I did one version of him, I think for the live where we did the sneak peek, and I did this script linering and shading orange. But on this one, I did shading yellow, and I have to say I think I like the shading yellow better. So if you get this guy, just know I did shading yellow on this guy. On the other one that I did for the sneak peek photo, I did shading orange. Okay, so I've got my white. Debbie says, morning, Donna. How are you, Donna? I'm so glad. Hi, Karen. It does look cute, doesn't it? And it's kind of one of those, there's not really a lot to him when you think about it. It's just a little bug and some hive and, you know, not too terribly much. I was telling everybody earlier, we've been outside glittering, y'all. That north wind is, of course, I have a hair appointment this afternoon, thank God. But I had a hat on out there with that north wind. So my hair is kind of like, whoa. And I think some of y'all probably have already heard this. I sure have been complaining, or at least Bruce tells me I've been complaining about my hair. But since I've gotten in my 50s, I don't have any hair left anymore. And it's like, y'all, that's not cool. Okay, so I'm putting some white, and I'm just kind of coming in here, making some white brush strokes on this guy. Nothing serious. Now, obviously, what I did just now, I did the blue shading on this guy, so I've covered up some of that white. So I'm going to kind of go in here and fix that a little bit. Debbie says, so adorable. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? Thank you, Debbie, for that. I think he's super cute, too. I just think, you know, I just would paint for free, y'all, but I have bills, so I have to charge money. I don't know, those bills keep showing up every 30 days in either my email or my mailbox. I'm sure y'all kind of probably feel that way too. I think we all feel that way. So, but yes, I am gonna just doctor that up a little bit, and some of that I won't get to do too much because that blue is still wet. But I think the secret is to go ahead and at the end, if you like that sort of thing, go ahead and put some highlights on this guy. And it doesn't take long to put highlights on, but to me, y'all, it makes a huge difference. I'm gonna let this dry and this one, but just so you know, I'm gonna come all the way off. I'm gonna interrupt that. Something like that. It's too wet for me to really be messing with right now, but I just kind of wanted to show you what, and I'll come back and fix it later, what my plan is. And something like that. I'm going to leave the rest of him alone. But I am going to come over here and I'm going to, all I'm going to do, and you don't have to do this. Let me show you what this looks like. So if you decide you don't want to do this is what it looks like, just black letters. You may not want to do the white part. I'm going to do it, but you might not want to. Ginger says, dang, Bill, yes, bills and my 9 to 5 get in my way. That's what I tell Bruce, you know, if I didn't have to work, I could have a good life. I think probably all of us feel that way. Donna says, love this. Love how talented you are, and I'm hoping to come to one of your paint parties. Oh, yes, I hope you can too. We have a good time. In fact, let me turn this up. We have one on Saturday if you come with us. We're going to do Simply Blessed or Enjoy. Gonna do that on Saturday at 2. And but anyway, I'm gonna put some white on here. But yes, and I think everybody feels that way as far as the bills. They keep showing up, they don't go away. And it's like, y'all, it doesn't really matter how old you are, they just keep coming. So I'm gonna just kind of come in here and do this. And I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just making brush strokes. That's all I'm doing. So if you're worried about it looking perfect, you're not gonna like my stuff because I'm not gonna make it look perfect. I don't intentionally want it to look sloppy. That's not what I'm saying, but it's not gonna look perfect either. But you don't have to do this part as far as the white if you just like the black lettering. The only reason I'm doing it is I really feel like it needs to be brightened up. I got a lot of bright colors on here. So I need a little bit of brightness over here. But you definitely don't have to do this part. And I gotta come over here, y'all. I'm almost done. This is such a cute yard. It really, really is. I love him, and it's not really hard to paint. And it's something that would look good along the front, you know, going into the front of the house. Now, what I'll do on this guy, he's got a little bit of a mouth, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of a white there, and I just did a little white stroke on the top of those cheeks, nothing serious. And I'm gonna kind of lay my brush down. I'm gonna load this up. I don't know if y'all can see it real good. I'm gonna try to put some white in here. I'm just doing this. Now I'm putting a lot of paint on these eyeballs, and it's gonna take a long time to dry. I'm gonna take him outside and I'm gonna let him dry out there because I know those eyeballs, if you choose to do that, be very careful because the eyeballs will really start to run. I'm gonna pick this up where y'all can see it here in just a second. Look how much paint I got on those eyeballs. Can y'all see that? It's almost like a bump of paint. I got a lot of paint on there. When I was little, I told my grandma I wasn't gonna have a mailbox so I could get bills. If only that. Yes, yes, yes. If only that, I can't see the rest of it, was that easy. Hey, I get it. Because I have a mailbox, y'all, and I have an inbox, and it just keeps showing up. I don't know. I feel like I must be doing something wrong. That's why, especially like today, we got a big bunk of MDO, and we're very nervous, and I think most people are, about the price of what's going to happen with the price of lumber. It's already gone up a lot, as y'all know. So I don't like to borrow trouble, but you know, it's one of those, we'll have to deal with it. I'm not sure what's going to happen. They haven't told us yet. I know it's going up, but they haven't told us, is it going up, you know, 5%, 20%? So we're kind of just, you know, waiting. I know 2x4s and all of that have gone up a whole lot. But so far, and I know we get wood furniture out of Ohio, it went up 40%, y'all. Now they make it out of pine, so it went up 40%. And so I hate to say this, but we don't carry wood furniture anymore at the shop. We just sell poly furniture because I can't sell a wood swing with a 40% increase when you can just go get a poly swing for $200 more. So it's just kind of the sign of the times of what's going on. Y'all, I think I'm done. I'm gonna pull him up. I'm gonna get him up here so y'all can see. I just wanted to get on this morning and kind of show you the finishing touches. I did the live yesterday. If you didn't get to look at it, if you happen to buy this, it's at the shop. I did the live for mostly all of it yesterday. Now what I did on this guy is I did a solid coat, the whole thing in white, and then I coated the whole thing in the light yellow. Once I had the light yellow dry, then I came in and did some dry brushing with the white, and that way you can see it under those letters. And then I did the shading with the shading yellow, and then of course I base coated my letters, base coated my door, and base coated my wings and all of that, and then I shaded my door. And then this morning I gone on, because everything was so wet yesterday, and just kind of added some finishing touches. But he's super cute. Hopefully if you decide you want to do him, you'll have something like this. Or a lot of guys, I love what y'all do. Some of y'all just go off and do something totally different, which I think is super awesome and looks great. But I hope you guys have a good day today. I'll be on Friday doing Joseph. If you decide you want to join us on Saturday at 2 for our paint party, you can type the word link and I'll send you a link. And other than that, I'll see you guys on Friday. I hope y'all have a good day. Bye-bye.